Alright, welcome back. Today we have some good news. An ex-DICE dev actually talks on Battlefield 6 and a famous leaker for Battlefield 6 ban and what this actually means for Battlefield 6. Now I'm gonna ask for 850 likes because it's free and it supports my work and it will help you out a lot, which I will explain later on. Thank you so much for clicking on this video because we have some important stuff to talk today. Now we thought we wouldn't get much information in February, that it's gonna be pretty empty and pretty chilly and not a lot of uploads, but it seems like there is a lot of information going out there. And it also seems like this is the most secret Battlefield game up to date. We didn't know much, we got a simple trailer that presents how the smokes work, how the destruction works, an all-out war, and a few more small infos and teases. But we haven't received any info if there was gonna be a battle royale, if there's gonna be an anti-cheat, and so on. What's really important here is that some things are actually unveiling now, and we might have a bit more theories on what's going on and what Battlefield 6 will be. But there is actually a lot of interesting things that happened in the last 2 weeks, which give us some confusion. But for now, we don't even know if it's called Battlefield 6 or what DICE LA is working on as a side project for the Battlefield series. But recently, Flagfire posted an interesting tweet I wanted to look into. Schrodinger's Battlefield 6 paradoxically leaked and unleaked at the same time, basically referring that we don't have any information at Battlefield 6, but we also have a lot of information for Battlefield 6, which we do not know if it's true or not. So what does a Schrodinger theory mean? Schrodinger's theory is actually a thought experiment that illustrates an apparent paradox of quantum superstitions, and in simple theories, it basically means that something can be real and not real at the same time. Basically, Flagfire making a joke, we don't know anything, but we also know a lot. Now, this is where the DICE ex-employee actually speaks in. I've yet to see a leak worth a damn. What would that mean? But in my eyes, that doesn't deny the leaks we are seeing. Possibly, the leaks are just small, simple teases, and we are not looking at the bigger pictures. The bigger leaks that actually tell us a lot more about Battlefield and how it is developed. That's what is really interesting to me. What's really important here though is actually, it could potentially mean, but I'm not certain here, I'm going off my own speculation, is that the simple leak teases as 128 players, battle royale and so on, advanced destruction, are just small parts of the game that don't tell us much. Or potentially the leaks that Tom Henderson was talking about, like 128 players, battle royale and so on, are not really true. And that could be a definite possibility, which he has neither denied or confirmed, so the question remains open for now. But he also gave us a bit of information instead of just leaving us empty-handed. So Kay actually made a huge step and replied, "Gotta be honest, I don't know if any leak out there is even close to being accurate, but we'll say that this is just making me more excited. Can't wait until the official reveal of the next Battlefield," which I'm guessing is pretty soon as spring is closing in. Now this is how Alan replied. "I'm glad the team making Battlefield has a bigger imagination than the internet's. There are great ideas and concepts for a franchise from the folks working on it, no doubt." And this is something I was really talking about. I did my background check on the DICE employees and I can fairly say they are very talented and they know what they are doing. Although we didn't even see a confirmation or a deny of the Battlefield 6 leaks up to date, now we have some more info. But something stands out. I'm glad the team making Battlefield has a bigger imagination than the internet's. This could potentially mean the Battlefield is bigger than we can imagine. But looking at that, what's really important to note here, and what is the really good news, is that the leaks that we were expecting to be huge are not even that huge. That could potentially mean that Battlefield 6 is bigger than we can even imagine for that time. Perhaps the destruction is much more advanced. You can destroy, for example, every single building, or you can move inside the buildings. I'm not really sure on what we are going on here, but perhaps if, somehow Siege of Shanghai had more rooms to discover and more rooms to start from, that would be simply amazing. We only got a few leaks of the core game and not really anything about the weapons, not anything about the vehicles, not everything about how the squads really work, and also the most important factor, that is Levolution. What really surprises me is Jamsa tweeted, what if there is leaks but they haven't picked up by the major of the community? I loved Battlefield 2021-32, the futuristic setting made me much scope for that. Title fights were amazing. After the release of Battlefield 3, I kept looking for hints of 2043, but because of its heuristic weapons kept cropping up, but it never happened. You guys really need the future combat, do it again please. Now this was tweeted on March of 2019, but you can actually see Sarah Connery's James Bond as a reply, and I have absolutely no idea what this could mean. Now there's also been an Easter egg in Battlefield 4, but it's been here for such a long time, I'm not really sure if it connects. Probably more of an Easter egg to the previous generations of the games. And we also have this Robocop of like turret in Battlefield 2142 in supposedly some sort of a room. What's really important to note here, these are just examples, and I think an Easter egg, if there is one out there, is hidden for now. I've been looking for Easter eggs in Battlefield 4 and 3 and even Battlefield 5, but didn't find anything except the Battlefield 2 coordinates, which we all forgot about in Battlefield 5. And they could actually just be connected to Battlefield 2 and not Battlefield 6. And since DICE has teased previous Battlefield games like Battlefield 1 and 5 with Easter eggs, be sure to report back if you find any. My Discord is always open to suggestions or any ideas you have for the next Battlefield game. But here is where things get a bit more interesting for the Battlefield leaks and news. Tom Henderson, which previously leaked because he had some insider info, as he was saying, 128 players, Battle Royale, squad systems, and somehow the controversy of asking for likes, and also telling us that there will be free-to-play content, which seems now pretty interesting. He privated one of the videos and deleted the other one. Now we did get a bit more confirmation on what has happened. I'm seeing a lot of conspiracy theories flying around about what happened with my Twitter, and the answer is simple. My Twitter was suspended and I received heads up as to why, so I've protected myself before if things happen. I'm still waiting on official word from Twitter. I stand by everything I've stated previously, but I just need to remove the source of the content. So he's basically saying, I still think the leaks are true and are happening, while the DICE dev actually is saying, hey, the leaks aren't true, they aren't happening, and they're actually worthless. Some people are speculating it's actually Activision, because Tom Henderson is actually very active in the leaking Activision scene, but the others are saying DICE, or EA for that matter. And different approaches are coming from different companies. For example, Nintendo is actually copyright striking people who use their content or leak stuff, while Riot or Activision instead just lets the stores be there, and well, they say, well, it's leaked, what can we do now, right? But what I'm really confused by is by one side saying this is true, the other side saying this is true. Which one do you think is correct? The ex-DICE employee or an insider with previous confirmation sources in the Call of Duty community? But I'm guessing he deleted and privated those videos to actually avoid strikes on determination on the channel as well. Okay, but there is a reason for suspending. You didn't do anything wrong. I want to ask you, how did you delete Battlefield 6 videos? EA is the reason, or what? He said he had to protect himself. My guess is the potential lawsuit. EA probably told him to take them down or else. Or even Activision, or just both of them. He removed Battlefield 6 related videos from his channel, and COD videos are still up. And that explains it. So far, we had no comments from EA or DICE on this matter. And I doubt we ever will until Tom Henderson wants to speak about it, if he ever will. Now, I did want to theorycraft a bit why it was actually removed, but I'm gonna let you as the viewer decide which answer is the correct one. If it was removed by DICE, it was taken down for a legitimate reason. And that is all I'm willing to share for today. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, and thank you so much for all the support we've been getting. And yeah, see you until next time. This is Battlefield Central, signing out. Peace, guys.